Okay, so just going to ramble a little bit about free or low fee-ish marketing efforts. So definitely everyone should be having a Google My Business listing because that's free. You can just go and do that. Just Google My Business listing, and it'll kind of like walk you through the steps of filling it out. When you fill it out, make sure you actually kind of keep up with it and update your listing and everything like that, because Google likes to see something in all of the spots, like your address, your phone numbers, hours of operation, X, Y, and Z. And also when people are Googling things, those kind of business listings pop up. So that's nice. Some people like to claim those business pages on like Yelp and Yahoo as well. So if you want to do that, it's free to do that as well. Another free thing locally in Louisville is the Mental Health Louisville listing. So they've got their directory page and where people can go and search for a provider there. Just go to mentalhealthlou.com and you can use some of their prompts on their pages to fill out a form to make sure your practice is listed. And if you're having an issue finding that, just let me know, or I'll maybe remember to put it in the comments. Another thing with your membership, our directory is included in your membership price, so making sure your information is on our website and our directory page, as well as keeping that up to date with what insurances you're taking and stuff like that. Just email me if you ever want to update that. Not everyone needs a website, but if you do want a website and you want a free website, you could do a free Google website, and that's, marketing in some of itself. But a lot of people, instead of building out a free Google website, because it does come with like a weird URL, either use their directory listings as their web page and kind of send that to people so they have their name and number and specialties and different things like that. Or, of course, you can use Squarespace or Wix or something like that to like build out an actual website if you're wanting that. But that comes with like a lot more expenses and isn't really free or low fee. Other therapist directories, some of them are free, some of them are low fee, some of them are not so low fee monthly commitments, but just making sure, you are on the free ones that apply to you. And also, if you're paying for therapist directories, just making sure you're keeping tabs on how many you're paying for and that you're not paying, really high amounts each month for therapist directories if you're not getting that return on your investment. So some of the biggest ones are going to be Therapy Den, Psychology Today. Open Path is free. That's with sliding scale clients. I believe if you're on Simple Practice, you get the Monarch listing. And so I can try to remember to attach a link for some other ones to kind of keep tabs on too. And let's see, some other free and low fee things. So like social events, especially the ones that we host with our community members, attend those if you can. Typically not like exclusively like traditional networking focus, but what you're going to see, the more like networking you do, that it's not so much about the referral buildup or that exchange, but it's much more about building relationships between you and other providers or you and other people in the community, and treating those networking events or socials or whatever they are as like meeting a friend of a friend, and being able to really build those relationships for yourself can be really helpful. So other networking events, other networking opportunities are similar to that. A lot of them are free, some of them are low fee. Even just doing one-on-one type stuff with another provider or someone in the community. You can do it online and it can, cost you nothing, or you could go and grab a coffee and it could cost you $5. So those are good things to keep in mind in regard to like in-person, marketing and networking for you and your services. Social media is free. Social media is not for everyone. I would not recommend getting on social media with your business if you don't like social media. It is a big time sucker, though it is free. So financially free and physically free are a little bit different, but you can always like post about your services on social media, on your personal account or different things like that, just so people can easily find, your website link or whatever it may be. And then one of the other things is just getting more comfortable talking to your friends and family about what you do. A lot of people in our field typically are short-winded when asked what we do because we can't exactly share tons of the ins and outs about what we do with our clients, confidentiality-wise, of course. But, and on the other side, sometimes we don't want to say we're a therapist to a stranger or something like that because sometimes those strangers give responses that put us in a certain type of space that we don't want to be in. But just talking to your friends and family about what you do and the clients that you work best with, and also like other people that you're interacting with, just trying to open the door to that conversation and not in a pushy way, but just in a way like other people talk about their jobs. And when someone says they're a dentist or when someone says they're an accountant or whatever it may be, instead of just us saying like, yeah, I'm in behavioral health, or yes, I'm a therapist, maybe we just elaborate a little bit more by having like a sentence around, yes, oh yeah, I'm a therapist and I work with a lot of young adults who are kind of like in transition and having a really hard time, navigating all these changes or struggling with like their perfectionistic ideals of how they thought their life was supposed to be compared to how it's panning out. And that's that. Maybe that sparks a conversation more with someone else, and maybe that just is the end and now we're talking about the weather or whatever else we're going to talk about. But at least they have it in their head that I'm a therapist who works with this type of person, opposed to just me being a therapist and then their brain filing me in whatever cabinet that means for them, where a lot of people file therapist in a cabinet of, oh, they work at like a psychiatric hospital, or oh, they work with people who are struggling with addiction, compared to really the space where a lot of us work is a very different space than this auto default setting that sometimes people lump us into, and especially when talking to people who aren't in the health and wellness field. But yeah, I'll link some links in the bottom or in the comments around, different things to make sure you guys are doing for your practice for free and low fee marketing stuff. I think we're pretty lucky in this field to not have to pay tons of money each month or every year for marketing exposure, because a lot of us are trying to fill a part-time or full-time practice, which looks about 10 clients a week, or maybe upwards into 30 clients a week or something like that. So we're not needing like tens of hundreds or whatever amount of people biting at our services every day or every month or every year, because that would be wildly overwhelming and we wouldn't be able to return all their calls and refer them out. So we just need a handful of people to meet us where we're at, know what we do, and then be able to help them, or be as clear as possible in our marketing efforts to be able to help them. And then, of course, hope on our end is that it can be as affordable on our end to market and get our word out about the services we provide, so we can actually make an income and provide for ourselves and our families. But that's a whole nother thing. But okay, well, I'll post some links in the comments, and then, yeah, let me know if you've got questions.